We were sent in one of the other offices to meet this nice lady who had, I think that Carol told us it was her right-hand person, and I don't remember the title, but I know Devins. Your first name?
Kim.
Kim Devins. And your title?
Personnel technician.
Personnel technician. What does that mean?
What does it mean? It means I do just about everything except for
Is
the
that
directors,
right?
yes.
Yeah. And you act in her capacity when she's not here?
I attempt to, yes.
You attempt to?
Mm-hmm.
No. When she's within hearing distance, you
Yes,
do
I
what
do.
you do. Yeah.
And I do a very good job.
Okay. I always like to ask people where they're from. The Devons, are there some Devons from Shazy? No?
No, we're from Peru area, I guess.
You guess?
I guess. It's my husband's side of the family. So.
All right. And you were from a long way away? You mentioned Hartness?
No, I am an original. My mother is a Hartness, and my grandfather is a Hartness.
And you live
and
in
it's our
Hartness?
ancestors that named Hartness, sure.
Oh, certainly. Probably were 3 houses. They were all Hartnesses.
Well, we're in the second original Hartness homestead.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a farm or?
Yes.
Did your husband operate? You operate a farm now?
It's no longer a full farm. The barns are slowly falling down, but.
Means you're a farm without any cattle?
That's it.
That's
Farms with dogs and
you don't
hay.
You don't have to get up very early then in the morning to do the
well,
chores?
just to come to work.
Just to come to work. Any trouble getting to work from Peru? No?
No, not usually.
Okay, so what are your duties other than being, do everything that Carol wants you to or to stand by? Who's directly in charge of the other personnel? She or you? Are you an intermediate?
I try to intermediate between.
Okay, so when they get their ratings, do you give the ratings or does she give their ratings as well as yours?
We both give them.
You both?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so then you do more or less. Well, if you're included in the rating, then you're definitely a supervisor too. You got a computer, so it means you operate a computer?
Yes, we just got new PCs and we're in the attempt of moving our B20 information over to our PCs.
Your what information?
It's a B20.
A B20?
Right. It's like a word processor. And the PC is like a word processor also, but they're their own individual units. And we're trying to transfer the information that we have on this one onto the more updated one.
That must be what they call a junior, because it's pretty small. That must be what they call a PC junior. All right, now what's this big piece in the corner? I've never seen one of those before.
This is our printer that
Oh,
goes
that's
with
your
the
printer.
B20.
Oh.
Yes, and it's really loud, so that case tries to muffle
very
some of the
fast,
noise.
too?
No, very slow.
Very slow.
Mhm.
So you're in here with that clicking
Yes.
off, right?
Mhm. But that's why we've got the PCs, because the new printer here is very fast and very quiet.
Do you still use the... Oh, I see. You won't be using that anymore very
Hopefully
soon.
not.
And that's why there's a door that's closed between your office and Carol's, so she don't have to hear the noise?
That's right.
All right, what other duties do you do then? What are you doing right now, say, for instance?
Well, I oversee the examination process for Clinton County.
She mentioned that. Are you actually down in the test room when they give them?
Yes, I actually help monitor the examinations and try to oversee the whole
Well,
process.
that means one of two things to me. Number one, it's on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It means you're either getting a lot of overtime or they give you time off during the week.
No, it's a little overtime and no time off during the week.
A little overtime on it. And you give one about every Saturday? Every other Saturday?
It averages about two days a month for the examinations.
So
Saturdays.
relatively every other, so to speak, 26, 24, 25 a year?
We try to alternate in the office so that I'm not going to every single exam.
Oh, so you're not the only,
We
someone else
alternate.
does it?
Right, there's four of us that monitor, and there has
Oh,
to
I
be 2
forgot.
monitors at each time.
Of course, I forgot. You're a sub boss, so you can delegate.
That's right.
You delegate that, right?
I say you go and you go.
Yes, all right. I'm looking around for pictures. Anybody in this family besides you and your
Well,
husband?
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. First of all, I guess, is this where it started? No, that's you?
That's
This will give it right here. This will give it right here. Okay. So what's your husband's name?
My husband's name is Kevin Devins.
Kevin Devins.
And my oldest son, Kyle, and my youngest son, Corey.
Okay. How old are the boys?
4.5 and 2.5.
This is a recent picture then.
Very recent, yep, for Christmas.
Very nice, very nice. That's what I miss seeing in the office when I used to work and seeing the evolution of the children as they were growing up. I miss that. I don't miss the work, but I miss the people. All right. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of other pictures. Are we just all still the same
They're
family?
all family, yes.
Same the family here, huh?
Different stages in their ages there.
Uh-huh.
Way down through.
All right. Well, then we'll just move along and see the other ladies in your office. What else can you tell me? Anything else about the job? You've tried. What you were doing, right? You're getting ready for a file now for different jobs. You said, right?
Well, we also certify the city and the schools and the towns and the village payrolls. And I'm dealing with City of Plattsburgh now on something that they had just called me on, so I'm in the
I
process.
had no idea that you did this in the county office. I had no idea that the city was involved in the county whatsoever, except at the legislature. You know?
Well, that was recently.
It
In
was,
91 is when they came over to personnel.
I mean, I didn't know it. I knew it because she told me that earlier, but I didn't know it before I got here today. All right, and I didn't know that she was Toon either. I didn't know that. Tun is her nickname. Do you ever call her Tun?
No.
Spell it for
She's withheld that information
She's
from
withheld
us.
that from you. All right. Well, thank you very much, Kim, for talking with us. And you can close your doors, and except for the printer, you don't use it anymore, so you're all set now. Is this into the mainframe, or is it a personal computer?
No, this is just a personal computer. You can have access into the mainframe, but they don't have that set up as of yet.
All right. Very good. Is this the wedding day here?
That's it.
Well, we might as well see where it all started right here. Most interesting things. This is it. Both smile. She's still smiling, and we don't know about Kev.
Oh, yes. Well, not in that picture, though. He was upset with the photographer.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I have had that happen, too. Kim Devon. KD. Both KDs.
KMD, the whole family.
Not another one like that.
Kyle, Corey, Kevin, and Kim.
Oh, when they get their mail, it must be a fun. So whenever you want to address them, just say KMD.
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 Right.
Thanks much.
Thank you.
We've moved out where all the work is really done in this office for the personnel department. And who do I have here? You're going to introduce me.
Yes, these are the two senior personnel records clerks that take care of the municipalities for the payroll and the personnel transactions. This is Danelle Bell
Danelle, hi.
and Chris DeRocher.
Chris
Hi.
DeRocher, all right.
And this is Bob Venn.
And I'm Bob Venn, and we're with Hometown Cable. That's Calvin Castine. All right. Oh, God, stop it. I'm having trouble with that as it is. Now, Carol, you said you've got to go off to a
Yes,
meeting?
I have a meeting.
All right, well, listen,
And
thank
it was a pleasure. Thank
pleasure
you
to have
very
you here.
much.
Thank you very, very much. And we'll talk to your two ladies here, and maybe we'll close off with Kim again and say goodbye to this office.
All right,
Thank you very much.
you.
Okay. All right, ladies. Now the hard part. All right, here?
Here we go.
This is it. Now, where are the ladies from?
West Shazy.
West Shazy and
Plattsburgh.
Plattsburgh, right? Born in this area?
Born in Plattsburgh.
Okay. All right. How long you been in this office?
In this office, 5 years.
Were you with the county before that?
Temporarily, but I went to the state for 3 years and then I came back.
Does that count for your retirement for
Sure
the county?
does.
Oh,
Sure does.
aren't you glad I asked that? So you have 8 years toward
Yes.
your retirement takes 40 years.
Oh, no.
That means you only need 32 more.
Bill has to wait till
no.
she's 62.
Huh?
And Bill has to wait till she's 62.
Well, if I
That's
do,
a little less than 40 years.
Okay, well, 'cause I was talking with Phyllis in the other office down here, and she's got 30, and I said, you can retire. She said, obviously she's not old enough, so she's got to work many more years. And how long have you been here?
8 years.
8 years. Well, you've got the same number of time. When I said 40, it included you, too. You got the same 40 to go. You got 32 to go, no?
Close.
West Shazy, New York, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so who do we know West Shazy that you know?
Well, I don't know.
You
Who
don't
do you know?
All right, well,
Wayne Westover is her father-in-law.
Commander of the Beatmantown Post.
I can't place him by name right now. As a matter of fact, when someone else introduced me, I want to forget your name again. First name?
Danelle.
Danelle Bell.
Bell,
Danelle.
yep.
Danelle. Spell it for me.
Danelle.
Okay, Danelle. And
Chris.
Chris. That's right
That's
here.
Chris.
That's very
That's
nice to have that. All right, so what do you do as senior record
Senior Personnel Record Clerk.
personnel? All right, personnel record clerk. What do you do?
I handle the county payroll. I certify it. I make sure and record all the actions that are taking place.
Such as leave,
leaves
sick
and
time,
Promotions.
promotion, and so
I
on.
record the transactions and submit it to Treasurer's Office.
That would go to Mrs. Dagno.
Yes.
Okay, we've talked to her last week, and I didn't realize it came through here. All right. So then she submits, she does it in her computer or somebody, and then it goes and it's paid by data processing. Data process writes the checks.
No, Treasurer's actually prints them and
It
they
prints right in
sign
her
them.
office,
Yeah.
and she signs them. Then she brings them.
The Treasurer signs them.
Do they come back to you? How do they get to the departments
The departments pick them up.
in her office?
Yeah.
All right. So except for annual leave or sick time or vacation time, what else would you note on their records as far as personnel? Promotion?
Promotions, yeah. If
And that would
they're-
change their salary, so you
Right.
you list the salary for
Yeah.
the changes and everything like that. You input that into your computer?
Yeah,
or is
but
it-
it's not linked with Treasurer's Office. It's like a cross-check. We each do our own internal.
So you'd give her paper, a hard copy for her to put in her computer after you finished with it?
Yeah. Also, some departments are online, so they may input the information directly.
Okay. Now, while she's doing that, are you also involved with her on that, or are you doing the same thing but a different group? No?
I do towns, villages, schools, and city of Plattsburgh. So I payroll
Everybody except the county?
Yes.
And you do mostly the county? All right. And the county, we know, has got 825 employees, give or take 5 or 10? And how many people are involved in those?
Oh my goodness.
You didn't know I was
about-
going to ask that, did you?
No, I would say there's close
Hundreds?
to 2,000.
2,000?
Yeah, I would say close to 2,000.
So you're doing the same type of work, but for different people that she
It's
does?
not as extensive as
Ours is
as
bi-weekly.
Chris's. She payroll certifies and does paperwork for every employee in the county. I payroll certify, but I don't keep as many records as Chris does. I don't need to. We're just responsible for the civil service part of it and not personnel.
Does everybody pay every 2 weeks?
They are paid every 2 weeks, but we certify the towns, villages, schools, maybe 3 or 4 times a year. So it averages out that I'm certifying maybe about 12 different locations each month.
But the towns, you send that information back to the town?
They send it to me. I put the information on our computer, so we have the same information they do, and then when the payrolls come in, I certify the information to make sure that it's accurate.
Okay. The checks aren't printed here for the
No,
towns?
we have nothing to do with
All right.
paying them or anything
All right.
like that.
Now, when you get a new employee, you have to put other than payroll information. You got to put any information about
I
them?
need to put in the basic information.
Who they are, who their children
Right.
are, if it's for insurance or whatever?
Well, we don't deal with insurance. It's just their payroll, what they're paid, that they're in the correct title, if they're a custodial worker, laborer, they're receiving the salary that was reported here, that they're in the retirement system.
Okay.
But actual personnel records, we don't.
You don't keep, even though it's a
No.
personnel office, you don't keep that, mostly
No.
payroll for that?
Right. Just anything that has to do with their payroll certification.
Okay. Now, do you have anything to do with that part of the office that talks about personnel for the list, or is that Kim that does all of that?
Kim does the examination process. All of us get involved when it comes to the appointments because we record the appointments on our records. But the actual examination process, Kim is responsible for.
But she gets you to come over on Saturdays to administer.
Oh, sure do.
That's a good part, right? Don't you love that on Saturday morning?
Oh, sure.
Huh?
7:30, sure.
7:30, they
Yeah.
have that? That's earlier you come to work normally.
Yeah, 7:30, and sometimes we may be here longer than we're normally here, or less time. But
I'm not sure whether she's happy about that or whether she's just glad
It's
to be here.
overtime pay.
You like that? That's what you
Yes.
can buy the necessity. The necessity takes your regular money, right? And
Yeah.
other you can spend for what you want.
that's right.
Then I also canvass the list too, like when Kim establishes the examination list. If they're a department that has a vacancy,
Uh-huh.
they have to hire, if it's a competitive class, off an eligible list.
And you do that also?
That's not.
You do that. Now there's a fourth person in the office.
There's
Are they-
actually 2 more.
Two more,
There's,
part-time
2
also?
part-timers, Martha Collinger.
Come
and-
on.
Yes, Martha Collinger and Dolores Riel.
Martha Collinger is here, huh? I don't think she's on cable right now. Huh? I know Martha very, very well. I've written some good letters of recommendations
I think she was
on
interviewed
Martha.
when she used to work at Customs.
I worked at Customs with her.
Yeah.
That's where I knew her very well. I knew her dad very well, who was a very insurance man up in Ellenburg, and also a very good assistant district director for years, and port directors, and knew the family very well. All right. What else now can you tell me? Now, that just surprised me. What else can you tell me that I haven't thought to ask you about what you might do?
There's one thing that I'd like to point
Yes.
out. When you were talking about the payrolls and the payroll process, we are the personnel office for the county.
Yes.
Only. We're not
Okay.
personnel offices for the towns, villages, school districts, and the city. We're their civil service agency. But we're not
Right.
personnel. That's the difference between what we do for the county
Okay.
and what we do for the other agencies.
Well, you know, after I asked the question, I remember that Mrs. Dasno told me she writes checks for 825 people, so that could not include the 2,000 she talked about. That was I didn't think quick enough there. But you don't have anything to do with their personnel records, but you do for the county people.
We deal with personnel for the county, but for the other agencies, we have to monitor their payroll, and in a way, it deals with their personnel, because we have to make sure they meet minimum qualifications and that type of stuff.
Okay.
But we don't deal with their benefits, their contract negotiations, their retirement, their health insurance, that type of stuff we don't deal with for them. It's just for the county because we are the personnel for the
Okay.
county.
Well, Chris, as a county, you're doing the payroll and so forth for the county. Are you involved in their records? Do they show insurance in their records for county people?
Yes, I don't
All
input
right.
it, but it's in there.
It would be in. It would be in there. It would be in there. Well, it wouldn't be for the town, but it would be for the. All right, that's why I figured it's got to be in there somewhere. You'd have to know who's on their insurance policies and so forth. But you are involved in that too, right? And you've been here 8 years. You've been here 5 years, 3 years somewhere else. You each have 8 years toward retirement, and you're glad you're working in this department.
Oh, love it.
And are you? This will count for 2 days in retirement because it seems longer than it really is because we're here, right? Doesn't it seem like it's like we've been
Like
talking?
this one day, and then when it shows up on TV, that's another day.
You get hometown cable at home?
I don't know.
What's
I'm
Jay-Z?
gonna go check it out.
Are you on cable?
No, so yeah.
Oh, then you
no.
won't get it on cable. You won't get it
I
there.
can, go next door though.
You got to go next door, yeah. You might say, it's going to be on, by the way, the 13th. Is that right, Calvin? Yeah, it's Sunday, a week from this coming Sunday. All right, anything else? What else do you want to tell me?
Oh yeah, I'm responsible for leave time, which is we keep records. I keep records of everybody's accrued leave time, sick, vacation,
county.
personal, for the whole county, all county employees. And then there's a timekeeper in each department that reports to me.
Okay, now, this is the one thing you're doing for the county,
That's the only thing I'm doing.
and
for
the
the
rest of it you're
county.
doing for the other municipalities and schools and so, and this you don't do it because you got enough to do already. You should share some of that, right?
Sure, she should.
All right. Now, is my daughter, who's in the court system here,
Uh-huh.
Barbara Maley, is she in that your leave, or is that a state leave thing?
She's
in?
state, I believe.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it wouldn't
she
appear here. It wouldn't appear in
no,
your records on that.
No, so I can't give her any extra credit for being interviewed.
All right.
Except Barb is under our health insurance.
She is.
Oh, gosh, there is some. You know, I can't believe some of the things I'm hearing about how you're involved with things that I had no idea you were doing.
A lot of people don't realize
No idea.
that
That's
we're
why we're
involved
here.
in
That's why we're here,
municipalities.
really. And if you don't tell us, they won't know, because I don't know enough to ask these questions because it's all coming as surprises to me.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I can follow up with my question, but anything else that you can think of they haven't told me that I should cover?
We do all of the contract. We're here to help with contract benefits, so that includes workers' comp, as well as health insurance, as well as retirement, as well as leave time benefits. If people have to apply for leave of absence and they need interpretations with the contract, we try to assist them with that type of information. We let them know what their benefits are when they first come to work for us. We kind of initiate them into the county.
Okay. With a new boss here, I was asking her how to, she's very fortunate to have people who've been here for years to kind of help her and to get into this job, and she mentioned how much help Kim has been because you've been here I forgot how many years you told me? 15, I'm not sure I asked you. I've been asking.
I'm the youngest looking one here, but I've been here.
You're the youngest looking?
Youngest looking one here, but I've been here the longest. No, don't ask me my age.
No, she looks young next to me. Look, see? Well, it certainly seemed like a very congenial office, just like the others I've been in.
It's a lot of fun.
You get along very well together?
Yes.
That's very good. It makes the job so much easier when you do that. Everybody's on the phone here. I'm not sure really they're really talking to anybody or trying to not to talk with us. All right. What else can you think that you keep coming up with other things?
Well, when
that
I'm not under fire, I can think of things.
All right. Who are they? They must have been talking to each other. They put the phone down together. That's what they were doing? Well, you were talking to her. Chris, you talk better on the phone? I'll let you hold the phone. Who answers the phone?
All of
Everybody.
us.
Anyone. All right. Is there a lot of phone calls?
A lot of phone call and a lot of people come in to see what examinations we're offering or what positions are currently vacant.
So a lot of people come up. Now, does any one particular person answer those questions, or whoever?
Everybody.
You can pretty well all answer the questions, huh?
Whoever has a minute to go up there.
You don't have a place inside where they come and sit and talk with you. It's over the counter. It's done. You have literature you hand out to them
Yes,
if they
we
want
do.
something that they can go with. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all here. I can't emphasize enough that if you've got questions, no one's saying they're going to hire you, but you can't get hired in these jobs that are competitive unless your name is on the list. I can't emphasize that enough. Were you taken from the list, by the
Yes.
way, when you came? That's how they got their job. How long had you waited from the time if you can remember back 8
I
years?
was pretty
How long-
lucky. I went to OLVA and I've never heard of the civil service test, and they introduced me to that. So I started taking the test after I was still actually enrolled in OLVA, and I took the exam, and I failed it a couple times, the spelling part of it, and I kept taking it and taking it.
Oh, well, she's
Yeah,
an
I mean, you
honest person.
can't take it once and
No.
assume that you're going to do good. You got
Exactly.
to
Don't
keep
be-
trying and
yeah.
keep
Let
taking
me ask
it.
you if you ever heard this before. Wouldn't you rather be a graduate of there than compete against one who is?
Sure.
Did you hear that? Huh? You know, my daughter Barbara also went to OLVA, and that's going to be a big loss for this county and this whole northern tier. OLVA Secretarial
Oh,
School.
yes.
Did you go there
Yes,
too?
I did.
I'll tell you, you go there. You did too. Those people do not want for jobs. You
No.
do not want.
No,
You mentioned
actually,
you have.
they try to put you in a
When-
placement
exactly.
was good.
When you let people know you're an OLVA secretarial, I'm not saying that others aren't equal. I don't know about the others, but I do know about OLVA secretarial. Very, very well thought of in this area. If you're a graduate of there, you can get yourself a job.
And they'll place you most of the
And
time.
they'll
They
place
placed
you.
me right during school, actually. I hadn't graduated yet, and they placed me with Flattenville's furniture.
Terrific. And
store.
I really am sorry to see that close. Really am. We wanted to do a story on them before they closed. Maybe we will sometime. Sister Martell is still around.
Yes, she is.
You remember her very well. Did you have the math teacher or algebra that was not 80 some odd years old, late
No,
70s?
it was Mrs. Garcia when I went to
Okay,
school
there was
there.
one when Barb went. I think she was in her 70s or something, and she was still teaching, and this was a great teacher there. All right, well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I wouldn't have known to ask you about OLVA secretarial and where you went to school. I'm going to ask one more time. What else didn't I think of that you answered, that you should be answering? You got to. I'll tell you, probably the worst part of your job is standing at that counter and wondering what the next question is, good, or do you feel pretty good about it?
It kind of breaks up the routine of things, so it's kind of
Mhm.
nice.
But once they come in, most of their questions are routine, and it's basically looking for employment. You know, what exams are being offered, what positions are currently being announced.
Okay. If you want to talk to these two ladies, just come down. Make believe you're trying for a job. Come up there, and you can talk to them for 4, 5, 10 minutes. Just you know what you're talking about a little bit, because they'll catch on right away. You can meet these people here, and say if you want to speak to the boss, they'll give you to Kim Devins. And if you say you want to talk to the real boss, who's the real boss? Carol Wallet. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, ladies, for talking with us. That wasn't as bad as you thought, is
No.
it? Good.
No.
Thank you very much. We're going to talk to. Thank you. We're going to talk to Kim here just for a second, for a couple of seconds. We're going to be closing off at the county building in Plattsburgh, New York. We've talked with the personnel in the personnel office. The director here in charge was Carol Wallet. We've also talked to all the people except one who was not at work today down at Bill Bingle's office. And we talked to 6 people in there, and it was nice meeting you,
Very
Kim.
nice meeting you.
Is there anything else that you'd like before we close?
Well, I'd like to emphasize one thing. If somebody is looking for a job and they want to
Got to.
work for Clinton County or for one of our agencies at either the city, the towns, the villages, or the school districts, and if it's a competitive position, they should check with us to find out which exams we're announcing. At the time that we're announcing an examination, they should supply an application to us and then take the examination and get put on our list. And
Even
that's the
if-
very first step to employment.
Even if you don't know you want to work, you might think you want to work. You got to get on the list before you can really be offered. You can always say no later, or you don't even have to. But get on the list, take the test, and get there early. If you get there before 7:30, enough. These ladies will have to go in even earlier than 7:30,
No,
right?
8:15 our
8:15
examinations are
test.
held.
Oh, and it takes you 45 minutes to get ready for them.
Well, it takes us about a half an hour to make sure everything's all set up. We like to be prepared.
2 monitor, both people from this office.
We have to have at least 2 monitors per examination.
At least 2.
Yes,
So-
if we have quite a few candidates that are taking an examination, we have to have more than 2.
God, they like so much 5 days a week. They even get together on Saturday morning. You'll go out for how long is the test?
It depends. It can be up to 8 hours long.
I beg your pardon?
8 hours.
8
is the
hours?
maximum. Mhm. Some people take more than one examination on the same exam date, and a combination can go up to 8 hours.
There's no physical.
No, not at that time.
All right, I think that will cover. Oh, that you didn't expect me to ask you
No,
that,
I
did you? All right. Kim Devins, she was a Harkness. You weren't a Harkness.
I wasn't. My mother was.
What was your
a
maiden
Harkness. I'm a Flurry.
Flurry, all right. And they were from Harkness, New York.
Right.
That's a proved suburb of Harkness, down in the southern part of our county.
Yes.
Clinton County. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Really
much.
appreciate talking with you. And that'll be it from the county government building on the corner of Cornelia. I'm Bob Venn. The program's called What's Going On Here, and Calvin Castine doing that great. And every daily job, when he leaves here, he's got something going on at, what time is your game tonight? 5 o'clock. He's got to bring me home at the Champlain and come back again. And we'll be at CCRS tonight talking about the musical. Thanks for tuning into Hometown Cable. And one more thing, if you're not already a patron, Listen to what Calvin says about being a patron to Hometown Cable and do it.